Compulsive gambling is an addiction that affects millions of people in this country. Many of them are family members who experience devastation as the gambling progresses. Today, our presentation will focus on ways in which a marriage is affected when compulsive gambling is present.
I started gambling when I was about 7 years old, and it started with pitching pennies and flipping baseball cards and shooting marbles in the street. And I just recently realized that only a few years ago, I just recently realized that pinball machines was a big thing in my life. When the pinball machine would hit and I would win a game and you'd hear that bing, it got me juiced up. And I didn't understand that until I found recovery, to be honest with you. But I was addicted to pinball machines probably even before age 7. By the time I was 14 years old, I was already going to the racetrack. I was betting with bookmakers at 14 or 15. At 15 years old, I was working part-time in a garment center after school. And my boss knew that I was already gambling too much. And he said to me, "You know, you shouldn't be gambling." He said, "I know a lot of people that lost their business and lost their jobs and destroyed their family because of gambling." He said, "Let me show you what to do with your money." And he took me down to the brokerage house and bought me 5 shares of General Motors. And he thought that that wasn't gambling. And boy, today we know that surely is. Well, the fact was, I remember running down to the stock market, to the brokerage house, every day after that, for hours at a clip, watching the ticker run by. And every time my stock jumped up a quarter, I was like flying like a kite. At 14 years old, I had my first big win. It was in the racetrack in Roosevelt Raceway. I was making 50 cents an hour after school, and I walked out of the track with $54, and I thought this was an easy way to make money. I thought that I was going to be a millionaire from gambling, and that really juiced me up that first day that I was at the racetrack. And it was the first day I had a big win. And I think that was one of the things that changed my life. I was 14 years old, and I broke a lady's window, and she hollered out of the window, "If your father was alive, you wouldn't be behaving like you're doing." I had no idea my father wasn't alive. My mother was married to my stepfather, which I thought was my father, until that day that I broke the lady's window.